smoldering house, 2 bleeding bodies, and a possible missing weapon. As if there weren't already enough unanswered questions about the deaths of John and Joyce Sheridan, we have another big one. Could some of the blood that was found at the scene by police contain genetic material that belonged to neither John nor Joyce Sheridan? In short, is this the DNA of a murderer? Cases like the Sheridans are all in a day's work for Dr. Henry C. Lee, who was a police captain in Taiwan before he emigrated to the U.S. over 40 years ago, helped make forensic science something that every police department has to do.
Basically use logic to analyze all the scientific results, try to see what is possible, what's just not possible.
Now, Dr. Lee was brought in to consult on the Sheridan case alongside Michael Baden, who did the autopsy on John Sheridan back after he died in September of 2014. Dr. Lee did say that the investigators at the State Police Crime Lab did a thorough job, but their findings were inconsistent with the eventual theory of the case, a murder-suicide, in a couple of specific areas. Maybe the most glaring inconsistency is what's known as foreign DNA. DNA that could not be from either John or Joyce Sheridan, which Dr. Lee said was present at the crime scene.
That become very important. Is this the DNA, the knife belong to somebody else, or the actual suspect's DNA?
So I had to ask him, how could it have got there?
Of course, the fingernail, that become a very crucial question, because the fingernail, if all these fingernail have foreign DNA, where did that come from? That's become so important, have to have a personal contact.
But these are blood samples, Bill, and part of the really bloody scene that was in the Sheridan's bedroom. You have to realize that sometimes in stabbing homicides, the person who's doing the stabbing will slip with the slickness of the blood on the handle and the blade and accidentally cut themselves, which is why a lot of individuals who commit stabbing homicides have wounds. There's no indication of who might be the contributor of this possible foreign DNA. Now, Dr. Lee also explained to me how he was able to determine that none of the blood evidence belonged to any of the Sheridan's 4 sons.
Y chromosome is only come from a lineage, male, not female. Female have 2 chromosomes, both XX. Male is XY. So we ask them to do only male DNA. And the male DNA, the result, Y chromosome DNA, is different than the family members.
Dr. Lee has been compared to Sherlock Holmes more than once, solving the seemingly uncrackable case with his combination of scientific expertise and logic.
So what happens next? I mean, the governor got rid of the prosecutor.
Right.
You got a new guy in there. What happens?
First, we don't know if they have or have not run the DNA. Dr. Lee made his recommendation early last year, and in that period of time, they could have done additional tests. Dr. Lee said they didn't contact him on that. And secondly, at least with the genetic material that's on the knife, it is possible that someone else simply used the knife in the house previously. There are other explanations for this DNA, but like you said, if you can't rule it out, you've got to look at it further. And that's what we're going to do, and that's what we hope the authorities are going to do if this case gets reopened. That's a possibility.